What's going on, guys? This is the Kentucky Prime Sports Podcast. My name is Devin Hood. I'm here with Bert, Gibb, Tyler, Stewart, and Austin. And we are officially in the round of 16. The Sweet 16 is officially underway. We've got quite a bit of good ball lined up for Thursday night and Friday night as well. Currently, as we're recording this, Alabama dog walking BYU. Florida and Maryland in a pretty tight contest so far here in the second half. What do you guys think about the games that are going on right now?
A big old butt whooping on BYU from Bama, and then Maryland and Florida. Maryland should not even be in this game after the way that Colorado State game ended. So I'm hoping Florida just ends up dog walking them.
Oh, you mean when he took 9 steps?
Yeah,
What did y'all think about that? He took excessive amount of steps, and then did you all see his post game press conference?
I did not see
No.
that.
Okay, well, so they asked that guy. They're like, "What do you like about your coach?" And he says, "Well, he pays us."
Oh my God!
Don't,
Not
I
a
mean,
good
you're not
look.
wrong,
But that could not be a worse answer.
right? Like, is there any PR training going on with these guys?
The dude also wears long sleeves under his jerseys. That he's off. There's something odd about him.
That is kind of a weird look, isn't it?
Yeah.
Some
Oh,
guys
he
can
just
pull
got
it
to the
off.
rack though.
He did.
Oh,
He
that was
did get to the
nasty.
rack, but I don't know. I almost feel like it in a game deciding moment. You can't really call that travel, but
No,
I think if
but
it was 5 minutes to go in the game, that's a travel. I think they
Well, so
actually
I'm
call it.
glad you brought that up, Austin. At what point though is it like the rules are the rules?
Right. No, I'm on that page. I'm on the page where if it's a travel, call it a travel. But that's like the Twitter argument.
Right. Like let's just say he got that shot off without, taking 10 steps and then Colorado State jumps up and goaltends it. I mean, they're going to call that.
yeah,
Right.
if it's a travel
I
in the
mean,
first half, it should be a travel in the last 5 seconds.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I would agree.
Talking about, this Maryland Florida game. Florida has 16 turnovers.
Wow.
Hmm.
Yeah. I do
They're up
think
10.
I think Maryland's a decent team. I don't think BYU's a decent team, to be honest.
Yeah, BYU they've definitely hit a little roadblock against the Alabama Crimson Tide, that's for sure.
I say
Yeah,
BYU's kind
they
of like
they should have been out, a
BYU's
round or
kind of
two
like
ago.
Bama. They're kind of like Bama in a sense. They score a lot of points, but they just haven't seen the athleticism that Alabama has all year long. So I think that's really kind of hitting them pretty hard.
Also,
Yeah.
Alabama's hit 22 threes.
Oh my gosh.
I just got a notification from ESPN. Alabama sets record for threes in an NCAA tournament game with 22.
Oh my gosh.
Now
If
watch
they're
this.
shooting like that, that's going to be tough to beat.
They
Yeah,
won't lose to anybody left in the tournament if they hit that many threes in a game.
No, I mean,
They will
4.5
struggle,
minutes left, they put up 100 points.
but they will struggle to Bob Morris.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
is true.
and
They
then
will do that.
might be, might be controversial, but I've seen talk of the refs bailing them out. They didn't. It
Oh, yeah.
did get chippy at the end, and they called literally everything for Bama. But
They didn't. Yeah, in the second half, they barely made any field goals. It was just their first 15 points were all free throws just to get them back into it.
yeah,
Getting a little
I
chippy
mean,
here.
that is questionable, isn't it? Oh, that was a egregious foul.
I kick him off the team.
Yeah, he just took his lunch money. If he was from the UK, he would have took all of his trinkets.
Yes, sir.
mate.
His Weetabix.
No, not the Weetabix.
The Weetabix.
did y'all see where IGA's selling those now?
No.
IGA got the Weetabix.
IGA's got the Weetabix.
We may have to go
Did
get
you pick
some.
you some up, Bert?
I did not pick some up, but I just seen it on their Facebook page.
For us
No.
boomers, what is a Weetabix?
So Weetabix is a predominantly English cereal, United Kingdom, Queen Elizabeth, all that good stuff. And so earlier in the week, it came out that Amari Williams, I guess, big fan of Weetabix, being from the UK.
Yeah.
And so, it went viral, him talking about it. So now basically every Kentucky fan out there is trying to get their hands on some Weetabix.
Oh, kind of like the mayonnaise and coffee or whatever it was.
Yeah,
Like
just not
that, but
weird.
less weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, way less weird.
Yeah, like the Weetabix, it's wild. It's kind of like looks like a shredded wheat type cereal, but it comes in like a block.
Yeah, it's like a big old brick.
What in the world?
Yeah.
And like you can like break it apart. I don't know. It's weird. I've not seen it in person yet. Maybe if the old IGA is stocking it, I might grab a box on the way home tomorrow.
Supposedly, you're supposed to eat it with warm milk, not cold milk.
That's disgusting, dude. They need to lock them up.
I'm just, hey, don't kill the messenger. That's just what I'm hearing.
Kind of like beans on toast.
I was gonna say they probably put beans on it.
Yeah, they put beans on just about everything.
It's
I-
Tuesday, isn't it?
Tuesday.
I do agree with that. I ain't messing with the warm milk, brother.
No.
No, dude.
I'm not a kitten.
No.
I don't wear a helmet.
All right, so Stuart, you got some money on this Florida Maryland game, though. Is that right?
It's a little bit of a stretch parlay, but like an 8-legger. But I do need them to win by 6.5.
Which I mean, right now looking decent, up about 10 points, right?
Yeah, it's not bad. We'll take it.
Yeah. You said stretch parlay at 8 legs. We were talking before we started recording. I've got one that's 19 legs. I don't know why they've not given me a cash out yet. I mean, Alabama's going to win. That's 18 legs. I only got 18 left.
Where you even find 18 games to bet on?
Well, so it's not 18 individual games, but I've got a lot of same game parlay cooked in with that.
Okay.
Yeah, so let me pull it up here. See what you guys think about it. I'm kind of riding with it. So I've got Alabama money line, and then Mark Sears to score 10 plus. That's already happened. He's got 34.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, obviously Alabama's going to win that game. They're up 30 or 20. Sorry. Then Duke money line, Cooper Flag 15 plus on the points, 4 plus rebounds.
Easy.
I don't hate that.
That's too easy.
Checks out so far.
Right. Florida money line, nothing crazy.
Nope.
Arkansas plus 5.5.
Like it.
Okay.
I got it.
Ole Miss money line.
Yep.
I took the spread.
Auburn money line.
Okay.
Houston money line.
Okay.
All right, so you heard all that, and you're like, well, first off, Rat, that's not 19. And second off, where does the plus 27,000 odds come in, right?
Oh, something crazy?
All right, so we got a little Kentucky-Tennessee parlay cooked up. Kentucky money line. Over 145.5. Kobe
Easy.
Bryant 10 plus points. Otega Oweh 10 plus points. Amari Williams over 7.5 rebounds. Lamont Butler 2 plus assists. The Kentucky team total over of 70.5, and then the Kentucky first half over 32.5.
I don't
None
hate
of this
that.
really sounds crazy.
No.
No, I mean, none of that sounds like out of the ordinary.
I didn't think so.
Yeah, I think they should be offering you a cash out actually right now.
Yeah, I mean, the farthest stretch of it would be, odds wise, Kentucky money line.
But Ole Miss.
Well, yeah, Kentucky Ole Miss, they're right around the same. Plus, let me look at it again. I think Ole Miss was like plus 132 when I put this in.
I bet.
Who do they play?
I bet Arkansas is the longest shot.
Ole Miss plays Michigan State.
Michigan State?
Yeah, Michigan State.
Oh, they might be cooked.
So whenever I locked this in, I placed the bet on, I think it was Monday, like as soon as the lines came out for everything. The Arkansas plus 5.5 was actually minus 104.
Okay.
And then the Ole Miss money line is plus 132.
Well, that's not bad.
And then all the Kentucky stuff is plus 1,100.
It's not that crazy.
No, I mean I didn't hate it. And then look down, I got 19 legs rolling, plus 27,656. Something slight.
Yeah, that ain't bad at all.
No, so I mean, I'm really looking forward to it. I would hate for them to offer me a couple $100 cash out before that Kentucky game happens.
Yeah.
But you don't have faith?
I mean, I didn't say that. I'm just saying money is money.
Money is money, for
I
sure.
do think if y'all win that, you should. I think Tennessee's probably tougher than Houston.
Oh yeah.
I would agree with that 100%.
I would much rather play Houston tomorrow than I would Tennessee.
Yeah, if you score 60, you win.
Yeah,
Kinda
we've
like
said it
playing
before
St.
on this
John's.
podcast, and we'll say it again. Houston is a bunch of bums.
Big
Oh,
time
yeah.
bums.
Frauds.
I'm
Some
still
may
really
say the
confused.
biggest bums.
I agree. I'm still really confused. National media loves Houston for some reason. Sure, they had a good regular season. I think they lost, 3 games? But they played absolutely nobody in the watered down Big 12 this year.
Dare we say who they've played?
I mean, I think we've already established, like you said, bums.
Big time.
Yeah.
All right, so looking like, obviously Alabama's going to win. We're getting close to 2 minutes. This Florida game, they're kind of doing enough just to keep Maryland in it. What do you think ends up happening in this one?
Florida wins easily.
Yeah, I
I'd say
think it's
Florida.
looking like it's starting to get a little out of hand.
Yeah,
I think
Florida will
Colorado
win.
State would have put up a better fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, one thing too, actually. So my TV's a little behind you all. I don't know what his name is, but the long sleeve undershirt wearing guy from Maryland. He's getting to the point he's trying too hard.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yep, starting
it's
to
at the
force stuff.
line as we speak.
And now
Yeah.
he's jawing the referee now.
Yeah, that's not a good look. That's whenever you know it's about to go downhill.
Yeah. Derek
Which, I
Queen.
mean, that's one thing to say about Florida. They keep finding a way to win and pull away and get good wins for sure.
Yeah, they do.
And then, so coming up here shortly at 9:55, about 20 minutes away, we're gonna have Duke and Arizona. What's your guys' thoughts about that game?
Oh, Duke's gonna
I
run away
think
with that.
I think Duke wins by 20 plus.
20 plus?
Yeah, they beat
I think
Arizona earlier by 14. That was like second or third game of the season. That was when
think they
Arizona
can
was ranked like 4th, I think.
something like that. Yeah, they if Arizona comes out with a good start, I think it could be a close game. But they have to come out and not get themselves in a hole early, or Duke could very easily run away with it.
Stuart, what do you think about that Duke Arizona game?
I like Duke spread. It's -9.5, and it's a little heavy one too. It's like -115 on the -9.5. So yeah, I think they win by 10 plus.
One thing that I've really noticed with all these Sweet 16 lines is they got set and they've not moved really at all.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
rare.
that one hasn't moved at all.
Has our spread moved any? Has anybody checked on that, Gib?
That I'm not entirely sure, but I can let you know here in a few minutes.
Yeah, check it out. What does anybody know what Kentucky opened that game as?
So we opened
Minus
at
4.5 right now.
-4.5, or Tennessee -4.5, and it's still the same.
That
Yeah.
is kind of odd, though, right? The line's not moving at all.
Yeah, that's
The only
I'd
thing
say
that's
it'll,
really
I'd say it'll move
moved,
tomorrow a little bit.
the total dropped 1 point from the open.
I thought the team total was kind of low. So what is that at 144.5 now, Gib?
Yeah,
72
I mean,
apiece.
yeah, I feel like
yeah, I
that's
mean,
like
yeah, I mean, if Kentucky wins this game, they're going to score. They're going to be pushing 90.
Yeah, we'll have
And then,
to.
I mean, Tennessee can still score decently. They're not the best, but, I mean, they can put up 70.
I mean, the last 2 times we played them, they've scored 73 and 64.
Yeah, so, I mean, I don't hate that at 144.5, 145.
Vegas just kind of knows, though, boys.
I'll say first game we hit the over. Second game, I think we came in just slightly on the under.
I wonder what those over-unders were set at back in early SEC play. Are you guys seeing this picture of young Todd Golden on the TV?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was.
He looked like a
and,
child.
This guy
well,
looks like a child.
I cannot stand the way he wears his quarter zipped all the way up. Like, it drives me insane.
He is one of the only guys to do that, isn't he?
Yeah, he makes me uncomfortable.
Did anything ever come of his little scandal they were talking about at the beginning of the year?
I was
I
just
don't
about to
think
say, has everybody just forgotten about the fact that he was accused of stalking several
I
different
don't
girls?
I haven't seen anything that ever came out of it. So he definitely makes me feel like he's stalking me when he's on the screen. So
Oh
I
yeah,
understand.
feels like he's watching you.
Mm.
He's about to be watching his way to the Elite Eight.
Yes, he
Yep.
is definitely. I'll go ahead and punch that ticket.
It's going to be wild if we get, I mean, having potential to come down to multiple teams in the Final Four from the SEC.
Florida, Bama, Tennessee, or Kentucky.
First time ever, isn't it?
I don't know right off the top of my head, but I would say it probably to have at least, 2 teams from the SEC in the Final Four.
Oh, we're
Yeah,
getting
I'd
two
say probably
teams
first
in.
time ever.
I know the Big East has done it before. The ACC, I believe, has done it before.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That would be wild. I mean,
Maybe
Alabama
Big
just,
Ten.
yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, Alabama BYU just wrapped up was the final score on that 113-88.
Who are those idiots on the screen, boys?
I have no idea what that was.
That Hoodrat, you'll see it here in a second.
Oh, I see it now.
What is
I mean,
that?
I'm really proud of the ad that they ran with it, Gold Rush.
Spot
I
on.
mean, that at least made sense. I don't know what game they're there watching, Florida, Maryland. Why you dressed like Flavor Flav?
Bel Air, yeah. What's going on there?
Hey, they just like sports.
Guess that's fair.
Do you still want those over unders or like the totals and the spreads from the first 2 games?
Well, sure, Gibb. Since you looked it up, that'd be disrespectful. Disrespectful of me.
So the first time we played, which was the 8th game in the SEC play, over under was set at 148.5, which the total went over, and then Tennessee was the favorite by 9.5. Then when we played them at Rupp, the over under was set at 149.5, and we hit the under, and then Tennessee was a 1.5 point favorite.
You would think, and maybe I'm wrong. We'll see. But after 2 times of Vegas setting Tennessee as a favorite, maybe they changed it up a little bit. Like, how do they go 9.5, 1.5, and now going into the tournament 4.5? Where does this logic play?
Their money lines have been a little bit
Oh
lower.
God,
First time it was plus 450. Second time it was only plus 140, and then this time around we're plus 160.
Okay.
So
See, look,
money line kind of leveled out more than like the spread total.
look at Gibb coming through with the stats.
Hey,
Big time
look,
stat guy.
Amari Williams is in the stands, guys, watching the game.
Is he really?
There's Bum Reese.
Do they show him on the screen, or did you just see him?
It was Angel Reese sitting in the stands.
Oh. Angel Reese!
Because he can't hit layups.
With another missed layup.
Oh, her brother
Why does
plays
she
on
look
Maryland,
so angry?
right?
Yeah. I don't think he plays much, but yeah, he does play.
Did you say her brother?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird watching one hit a layup.
Yeah. How does one look like Sid and the other one looks normal?
She does look like Sid.
Yeah. I do not like that
If
lady.
y'all noticed in the Midwest bracket, just about every game has been the higher seed has come out the victor. come out victorious.
I've not
Yeah.
noticed that, but I'm glad you brought that up, Gib.
It's the only bracket that's still halfway, I guess, the way they predicted with seeding.
That's why I'm thinking Michigan State wins against Ole Miss.
Just depends on what Ole Miss team shows up. If they're shooting good, they're hard to beat.
That is true. All right, so real quick, let's talk about the last game of tonight. Arkansas, former Kentucky head coach John Calipari, taking on the Texas Tech Red Raiders. That is the name of their team, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
the Red Raiders. Raiders of Red.
I think he beats them.
Oh, yeah.
Easy.
I think
You
he
think
can
so?
beat 'em.
Yeah.
That's a bum 3 seed, dude.
Yeah.
I think he can beat him. It wouldn't surprise me if he doesn't. It also wouldn't surprise me if he does. But either way, it looks like he's going to be playing Florida in the next round, and I don't think they can beat Florida.
I don't know, dude. It's Cal.
That's
I
true.
don't know. He may pull off another 2014 run.
You know, how crazy would it be? And, this is a, few weeks in the making potentially. If you got a national championship game, Arkansas and Kentucky.
Oh my God.
That
It'd
would be
wild.
crazy.
We could
Lexington
not
would
lose.
burn, win or lose.
Yeah.
We could not lose that game.
I'd say it'd burn more if they won.
Yeah.
I think I'd be sick.
It'd be an experience for sure. Something I would welcome though.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be mad at it unless we lost.
Oh, we'd probably lose.
I mean, I'm just thinking about that, like, makes my stomach turn.
I think
Oh,
I'd
for
rather
sure.
get upset first round than lose to Cal in the championship.
Yeah, for sure.
100%.
I just couldn't deal with the amount of Arkansas fans on Twitter.
Oh,
We
it'd be
never hear the
bad.
end of it. We never hear the end of it.
So y'all think Cal gets it done tonight against Texas Tech?
Oh,
I
yeah.
do.
Yeah, I don't hate that. I'd say they're a better team than St. Joseph's, who beat Texas Tech.
Yeah, I mean they're definitely more athletic. There's no question there.
Better than UCF.
Yeah, dude. How does Texas Tech get a 3 seed?
They lost
Well,
to
you gotta-
UCF at home, St. Joseph's at neutral, and they lost at TCU. Pretty bummy.
Louisville ranked higher in the AP poll. 8 seed.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Arkansas plus 200.
Yeah, I
Plus
don't.
Yeah, I don't think the
5.5 on
Arkansas
spread.
spread.
No, yeah, spread plus what, 5.5?
Yeah,
That's solid.
that's not bad at all.
Yeah.
Or is this going to be the big letdown game from Cal and they get blown out by 20?
We've seen it.
I don't think it gets blown out though. When does like Kentucky basketball ever when do they get blown out in the tournament?
It's been a little bit.
See, Cal, even if he loses, he's gonna keep it close, I think.
I was really surprised he beat Rick Pitino and St. John's.
I
Yeah.
figured.
Yeah.
I
Like,
really
just
thought Rick
based
was-
off the matchup wise, I didn't think that was a good game for them.
I really thought Rick was going to sneak away with that one.
All defense teams, like defense heavy teams, they just struggle in the tournament.
Yeah.
If you score 60, you beat them.
That is true. All right, real quick, guys, let's go ahead and start looking at some of these Friday games. So the first one, real quick, actually, what's up with these tip-off times?
7:39.
Yeah, dude, it's jacked up.
Like, what's wrong with 7:40?
Or 7:30.
7:35?
Why's it got to be 7:39? What is so important that it has to be right on the dot at 7:39?
Yeah, they're just gonna push it back anyways. I don't know who they're kidding.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's something to do with money somewhere down the line.
Yeah. 9 minutes is peak time for viewers to tune in at the 7:30 showing to get the most commercials.
I'm gonna say extra ad revenue.
Yeah, or
You mean
something
They
like
got
that.
it down to a science.
Yeah, for sure.
You mean
I'm sure they do.
You mean the only 3 commercials we've had ever since the tournament started?
Whee! Yeah.
The pig.
Dude, tired of hearing that.
Yeah, that thing. It's a classic though.
It is classic, but it got old after every time, your team starts losing a little bit, then wee! Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Tired of that,
Yeah,
dude.
Why are they
Agreed.
playing that though? That commercial's like 15 years old.
I know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Pretty old.
No budget,
Like
I
of all
guess.
the great commercials we've gotten over the years, why that one?
Yeah, it don't take much. I mean, come on. Surely somebody could have cooked up something better than that.
I mean, I'm just sitting here thinking, what are some of the best commercials of all time they could have used in that spot?
But to be fair, we're here talking about it, so whatever.
Yep. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I mean,
I don't
They
know
did
what
what they were
commercial it's
trying to
for,
do.
but I know that
Geico.
goddamn pig.
It's a
Geico.
Allstate?
Geico.
Oh, see, I was gonna go buy Allstate. Like, that's not a good commercial.
Goddamn pig can't even tell me where I'm buying insurance.
Yeah, I just know it's insurance.
I mean, if they're going to start recycling commercials, what about do y'all remember the WeGo commercial, the Bud Light?
Oh yeah, here we go.
Classic. Yeah.
I wouldn't be
Banger.
mad at throwing that back into rotation if we're doing that.
Yeah, bring back some of
Yeah.
those. Those are actually good. Like the what is that? Bring that back.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not mad at the pig, but like Stuart said, I don't need to see it every single time we go to commercial break.
No.
I mean,
First
it is
commercial.
literally every time.
First commercial, every commercial break, dude. Tired of it. Yeah.
Wee.
Gosh, that's bringing back some memories, isn't it?
PTSD.
Cool.
Yeah. Berg, don't do that again. All right, guys. So Ole Miss, Michigan State's going to tip us off at 7:09 tomorrow. Like I said, Ole Miss plus 132 whenever I locked it in. Michigan State, according to ESPN, is still a 3.5-point favorite in that game. What do you guys think about? Does Tom Izzo get it done?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got faith in Oeasy.
What do you think, Tyler?
I'm gonna go with Ole Miss here. I think Michigan State's kind of had an easy path to up to this point, and I would say Ole Miss is definitely the best team they've played up to this point. And I think that'll kind of throw them a little curveball and probably come out shooting the ball a little hot, as we know very well that Ole Miss can. And I think Ole Miss comes out with a win.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I kind of just take the spread on this one. Take Ole Miss at like plus 3.5 or whatever. If they lose by 3 points, still cashes. I like that.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be a blowout. By no means.
No.
I think it's gonna be a tight game either way.
Yeah, I do agree with that. I think I've got Ole Miss winning that one as well. I agree with Tyler. I think we've seen as Kentucky fans how good Ole Miss can be if they're firing on all cylinders. I agree. I think Michigan State's kind of had an easy path up to this point. So Ole Miss, if they come out and get the opportunity to kind of punch them in the mouth, how are they going to respond?
Yeah. Also, another fun fact about this game is I believe absolutely nobody cares who wins
Yeah, that's probably the least exciting game on the schedule.
it. It literally is. I was thinking that earlier. I was like, gosh, yeah, it suck to be a fan of one of those teams.
For sure.
Right, like if you tell me, hey, Ole Miss is in the Elite Eight, well, that's cool. Michigan State's back in the Elite Eight. Okay. Do you guys think that Tom Izzo is he nearing retirement at this point?
He's
Has to
gotta
be.
be.
No.
Yeah.
Gotta be.
He's
I'd
one of
say
these
he's
guys
got
who's
2 or
been
3
around a
more
long
years in
time.
him.
Yeah. It's probably getting close, but I still wouldn't want to play him in March.
No.
I mean, he's been at Michigan State since what, the early 2000s?
Something like that.
Been a minute.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been a while.
Yeah, I just wonder, like, we're seeing a lot of these older coaches, kind of into his age gap, deciding to call it quits, retire. They're saying the transfer portal is too much for him to deal with, the whole NIL stuff. But he seems like one of those guys. He's kind of embraced it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Tom, he's not scared to go out and get a little transfer portal action.
You want to know how long he's been there since we were talking about that?
97.
He's been the head coach since 95, but he was an assistant since 83.
Oh my gosh.
Dang, he
Good Lord.
bleeds green, boys.
Yeah, he won a championship in 2000.
Mm.
Is that his
Yeah.
Is
last
that the
one?
last one they
Yep,
won?
his last one, I think. Looks like it. Looks like the only one.
That's loyalty. Lord.
25
Is that kind of
years
mid?
ago.
A little bit, but 8 Final Fours, not bad. All spaced out.
Okay, so that keeps him in the clear for the fan base.
Yep, for sure.
Couldn't be us.
I mean, gosh, could you imagine though your whole career essentially spent at one school?
That is crazy.
Speaking of leaving schools, though, Maryland season 54 seconds away from coming to an end. Is their head coach going to Villanova?
I don't know. I haven't heard that.
You've not
heard
heard
that?
that?
No.
I haven't seen that.
So, there's been a little, rumor going around that he can't, publicly comment on it until his season's over. Villanova can't comment on it, but that's kind of what's going around is he's going to be the head coach at Villanova next year. In fact, rumor, he skipped out on team dinner last night.
Whoa.
Huh.
Oh wow.
That's not good for morale.
No.
So
I mean,
is
at
that
this point,
part of the
isn't
reason?
that kind of isn't that a lateral move at this point?
Yeah, I mean,
Villanova's at least won some championships recently.
Yeah. Has Maryland ever won one?
It's
I'm gonna say that
been a while.
Villanova they'll have more money in this new settlement thing though upcoming because they don't have like football to have to throw a ton of money at. So probably a pretty good NIL position to be at.
You're right. Yeah.
Yeah, that is true. Maryland, they like to try to keep up in football with the Ohio State, Wisconsin, everybody in their conference. So that could
Good
be
luck.
a big part of it.
Yeah.
You got to wonder too with this settlement coming out with all this money, schools that don't have a football program. I mean, are they going to kind of have a leg up with basketball?
It's possible.
I think about like you said, Villanova, Gonzaga. If they don't have to send any money towards football,
Xavier.
Football makes the money
Xavier.
though.
Yeah, they're not in a good conference, so they don't have money.
Yeah, but that's still they in the settlement the schools all get the same amount of money distributed.
Across
Doesn't
what?
matter.
Did they ever pass that?
Right.
Coming up for, what is it? Is it this week or next week, Tyler, that the judge is going to decide on that?
It's one of the two, but they already basically said she was for sure voting it in. So,
If
Yeah,
that's
it's
the
coming
case,
up.
the
next
SEC
month.
might be in trouble.
Wait, across all teams, like in every
Yeah,
conference?
I think it's 22 million.
It's a hard lock?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wait. Yeah, SEC's cooked.
Yeah, they're
Well, no, the
telling.
SEC gets their own money though.
Oh.
Oh, surely not.
Yeah, so the SEC is getting the settlement money, but they're also getting the revenue
Alabama
sharing
and
from
Georgia
the new,
football money.
No, the revenue sharing from the new ESPN ABC deal.
Yeah.
Which is
A lot.
Alabama and Georgia football money.
yeah, essentially. And Vandy gets a piece of that even if they go 0-14 or whatever.
Yeah,
They get the same amount as Georgia.
that's
Yes.
insane.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Next game we'll look at number 1 seed Michigan still dancing. Looked like they had a little bit of trouble. What y'all think about that Creighton game?
I don't even know if I got to watch that game.
It was close.
Wait, who? Auburn?
For a while.
Yeah, I mean Creighton was kind of in it for what do you say, probably 25, 30-ish minutes.
Didn't they have
Yeah, a
a lead
little
at the
bit
half
though.
or something?
Yeah, they did.
So maybe Auburn could be a little vulnerable, taking on the Michigan Wolverines. First-year head coach Dusty May trying to take his team to the Elite Eight.
I hope they beat them.
Auburn,
Yeah.
is a big favorite, 9.5.
Yeah, I think Auburn's probably just got a little too much for Michigan, even though Michigan I think is a sneaky team, but Auburn kind of goes probably a little too deep for him, a little too athletic and experienced.
Austin, what's your thoughts on Auburn and more specifically Johnny Broom?
Hate him. Hate him. He's a bum. He needs a walker. He probably got shots in his knee at halftime.
Love it.
Man started at Moorhead in 2019.
Yeah, I just
It is
learned
kind of
that.
crazy.
It's 6 years ago, and he's still playing ball.
And he played at Moorhead.
That is wild.
Right.
And still couldn't even win the OVC.
Against who?
Murray.
Who didn't they have?
They didn't have anybody.
Oh. Bum.
Was that the John Morant Murray State though?
No, literally nobody.
Oh, never mind then.
I checked that because I was like, "There's no way it had to be the Jaw Murray." No, it was not.
That's crazy. That seemed like it wasn't that long ago when John Morant was playing with Murray State.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah,
it
it's
was the
like
year
7
before.
years, wasn't it?
Yeah, it had to be 2018.
18 Murray State. Thanks.
Good Lord, getting old, boys.
Happens quick. Yep, Jaws on the 18-19, but not 19 to 20.
Yeah, because that was the year Duke had Zion and Cam Reddish and R.J. Barrett.
Yeah, they've been in
Think
the
so.
league. Zion's already recorded 5,000 points in the league, and Broom's still in college.
That is crazy.
That's even
Almost
more
like
surprising
he
though. The amount
isn't
of
that
games.
good.
Yeah, that's even more surprising though. The amount of games Zion has sat out.
Right.
I mean, I didn't even know he had 500 points.
Yeah, I wouldn't have guessed that.
Dude, they kind of went on a Zion hate there for a minute because he gained a lot of weight, but they also didn't report that he was like, I think he's the second fastest player to ever hit 5,000 points or something like that.
Really?
Yeah, he's averaging like 27 this year. He's going crazy.
That's crazy for like how much he was hyped up. Like you said, you don't hear anybody talk about him anymore.
No.
Like no joke, I thought he was
He's
still
averaging
hurt.
25, 7.5, and 6.
Damn.
Yeah. Luca was the fastest. LeBron was second. Zion third. So good company.
Yeah.
Pretty good company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's crazy is that number 1 and number 2 play on the same team now.
Yeah. Did y'all see the game? I think it was it last night? LeBron hit a little game winner.
I think so. Either that or night before.
Luca missed a little floater, then LeBron tapped it in at the buzzer. It was kind of hype.
Do you all think LeBron and Luka win a championship in LA?
No.
No.
No,
I don't
no.
think I don't think
it'd be
LeBron
Thunder.
wins anymore. Yeah, Thunder kind of dominating.
I don't
They
think.
got the free throw merchant.
If they lose in the Western Conference Finals, I would understand.
Yeah. What are the Thunder 60-2 or 60-12?
If so, that is pretty solid.
Cavs are balling as well.
Yeah, they are.
Celtics are balling, which I don't really like, but whatever.
Well, it's good to see, some of these teams that have been kind of trash for the last few years start to reap the benefits of their draft picks and trades.
Right. And
Yeah.
the Thunder, I think they have the most number 1 draft picks coming up, right?
Yeah.
Or like
They're
first round.
stacked. Yep, they got a bunch. They might have like 3 or 4 in this next first round, dude. It was a
They
crazy
could possibly
number.
get Cooper Flag, no?
Yeah, I think they got a shot.
If
Cooper
he doesn't
Flag.
go back to Duke.
Technically, it's an
No
outside
shot he
shot.
goes back to Duke.
I don't know, dude. The odds are if you bet he doesn't go back to Duke, you'll lose money.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't see how he would even consider that.
Yeah, I don't even. I think that's all cap. I just don't see him wanting to at the end of the day. I mean, I could see him flirting with just saying it and playing with fans a little bit. But
Yeah,
there's just no way. Not with the way you have to rebuild rosters and stuff. Like they've got to have a guy ready to replace him.
but do you want to go to the Wizards?
I mean, I would not want to go to the Wizards if I had a choice, but
I'd rather play
I mean,
another
if they
season at
called me
Duke.
up today and said, "Devin, you're coming, buddy," I mean, I guess I'd go.
yeah, I'm not gonna say no.
I mean, 6 foot, 230 pounds. If you're gonna give me some money to play ball, let's do it.
Fair.
All right, guys. Next game we'll look at 1 seed again. Houston taking on 4 seed Purdue. Houston is an 8.5 point favorite in this game. Purdue plus 315. What are we thinking on that one?
I could honestly see Purdue winning it.
I think it could go either way.
Stuart, what are you thinking?
I still like Houston money line, but I don't know about the spread. I mean, last I seen it, they had Houston at like minus 8.5, and I don't know. I just feel like Purdue could stay close. Houston don't score a lot.
Yeah, I think I could see Purdue winning this game. Just, I mean, it's gonna be a home crowd for them for sure. Big advantage there.
Yeah.
I think Purdue can score the ball a little bit better than Houston, and probably enough to get them the win.
If you told me either team won, I wouldn't really be surprised.
Wouldn't
Yeah.
really care either.
No, I would
not
not
at
care.
all.
This might honestly might care about the Michigan State and Ole Miss game more than this game.
Yeah, they're both pretty rough.
Yeah, I do agree with that.
I hate Purdue, low key.
Yeah,
Ever
I
since
don't hate
Zach Edey.
I don't hate
Go
the
ahead,
plus
Gib.
8.5 for Purdue.
No, I mean, like, Houston's not beating anybody decent by 10 points.
They put
No.
60 on Troy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like,
Yeah,
I wouldn't really be surprised if Purdue won here. So, like, I feel like having that just plus 8 anyway, being insurance, pretty set with. Like, might cook something up here in a few minutes.
There a possibility they can both lose.
I wish.
America would win.
Yeah, I don't like Purdue, like Austin. I agree with that. I don't like Houston, and I blame that on the national media for trying to shove them down my throat.
Right, if they weren't hyping them up every single week, I would be like, okay, I don't mind Houston. Like last year, I was kind of a Houston believer. But they blew it.
And they're going to do it again. I don't know when it's going to happen, but they're not going to win the national championship.
No shot.
No.
I would put
No
everything
way.
I own on them not winning.
Also, Purdue beat Bama. I don't know when that happened, but that's kind of crazy stat.
Mm-hmm.
They dropped
kinda crazy.
87 on
Really,
Bama
yeah.
and beat them by 9.
I
Like,
forgot about that.
that's solid.
I think that was
And you're
early in the
telling
year.
me Houston is better than Bama?
That was game
they're
4
crazy.
of the season, I think.
Makes sense.
But still, if Alabama and Houston played, Alabama scoring more than 113.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, their defense is all right. It's pretty nice. But they're not putting up points.
No.
All right, with that being said, that takes us into definitely my most excited game the game that I'm most excited about. I'll get it out in a second. I'd say Tyler, Gibb, Burke probably feel the same way. Stewart and Austin probably don't.
No.
Kentucky taking on Tennessee for the third time this year in Indianapolis. It's going to be a big home crowd. Tennessee 4.5 point favorite at the moment. What do you guys think about this game?
I called in every single favor I could think of trying to get tickets to this game because I'm a cheapskate. Didn't want to pay $500 to go and sit in the nosebleeds, and I couldn't make it happen. But boy, if I could make it happen, I'd get in my car right now and drive up there. That's how excited I am for this game.
Tyler, what are your thoughts on this one?
I'm super excited to have a chance to send Tennessee home with a 3-0 sweep on the year. It's going to be tough. I know we all like to talk about having, it's hard to beat a team 3 times in one year, but I think when it comes to the tournament, especially in a winner go home for the season, not just a conference tournament, I think you can kind of throw that out the window and really just look at who's got the best players on the floor. I think it's pretty even, really, between the two teams. I think we're playing a lot better defense and kind of playing our best ball of the year right now, quietly. And I'm going to take Kentucky in it. I think we get them for the third time.
Love to hear it. Gib, what's your thoughts?
Well, we need to shoot like we did the first 2 times we played them, shooting 50% overall from three and just overall field goals. But honestly, I like the the neutral home feel. Definitely think that's going to work out better in our favor, and I can see us pulling out the 3-0 run.
Love it. Stuart, Austin, you want to add anything to this game before we get into our picks?
I mean, I hate to say it, but I do feel like Kentucky will win.
You don't sound very
Kind of
excited
all
about that.
depends on. I don't know. I feel like it depends on Ziegler. If he shows up and you know, I don't know. It's hard to say. I don't really know much about Tennessee, but I do feel like if you'll win this game, you'll be in the Final Four if you play Houston.
The pressure's
All you need to
definitely
know
all
about
on
Tennessee. What was that, Tyler? Go ahead.
I was just saying the pressure's all on Tennessee. I mean, it's not on us. Those guys have never been to a Final Four. They haven't beat us all year. The picture of Ziegler flipping off the logo and Rupp last week is out. I mean,
I did respect that.
they're feeling all the pressure. The heat's on them, and I think we'll be able to come out and just be loose and handle business.
Austin, you was a fan of the Zakai Ziegler picture?
Oh yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, the only thing you need to, I know you said you don't know a bunch about Tennessee. The only thing you need to know is they're low down, dirty, no good,
The back of
Bums.
chewing.
bums.
Bums.
Have y'all seen the video of the guy, the Alabama family? He's like, what do you think about Tennessee?
I have
Tyler,
seen
I
the
think
video.
so.
Yes, I can't think of the
Yeah.
dude's name, but yes, I've definitely seen the video.
Roll Tide Willie.
No,
Earl Todd
No,
Willie's a legend.
Go.
he is.
no, this is Roll Tide Willie, but like 10 years ago.
Yeah,
Oh wow.
And he's a lot more articulate.
yeah, for sure.
Not to change the subject, boys, but a stat line just popped up. Sears dropped 34.
Yeah,
34 points, 8
points.
assists, 3 rebounds, 3 steals. Good gosh.
He's
The
a
stat
hooper, man.
line.
Breaking the 3-point record in the tournament.
Yeah, they hit 25.
25 of 50. They shot 51 threes.
That's crazy.
I mean, that's 50% roughly. That's killer.
That's, yeah.
I mean, most games, like that's the average field goals a team puts up. But that was just threes.
I mean, if
Mark
you're
Sears
shooting,
got to
you're
be
shooting.
one of the
You know what I'm
ugliest
saying?
people in the world.
Yeah,
Hey, shoot or shoot.
What'd you say, Rat?
Said Mark Sears has to be one of the ugliest people in the world.
Have you ever seen Lamont Butler?
Don't
Hey,
you talk
buddy.
about my point god.
Yeah, that's our point guard.
I think I'm
You
picking up
chill with
Wi-Fi
that.
off of him right now.
I will not tolerate any Lamont slander.
Yeah, did he drop like 30
Sorry.
on Louisville?
Yeah, in the next game, didn't he drop 4 to a quad 2 team?
Still dropped 30 on Louisville.
That's fine.
Well, boys, on that note, I'm going to be slipping off here like a first round exit to Creighton.
Bang.
Oh,
Underseeded.
No
10
joke,
lost, 3
though.
seed.
I am gonna get off here for the night, boys. I got some prior obligations I gotta take care of.
All right, sounds good. We appreciate you joining us.
Yes, sir. Y'all take it easy.
Yes, sir.
See
You
ya.
too.
Go Cats.
See you next week.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. So my keys, I think, Kentucky, Tennessee. One thing that kind of sticks out is Tennessee has never seen a full strength Andrew Carr.
That is very true.
I mean, the
Yeah.
first game, I think he played 1 minute.
Yeah, 1 minute. Did not play the second game.
So they've never seen a full strength Andrew Carr. Lamont Butler didn't play in that first game. He fouled out in the second game. Before he fouled out, I mean, he was, taking the Kyle Ziegler's lunch money. Colin Chandler hadn't emerged at that point.
I think it's a tough matchup for Tennessee. I really do. They're not a very good shooting team, and we held them for what? I think they like not even 10 threes last time they played us, and we were hot that night, and it just went our way. I mean that's how it happened both times.
Yeah, their 3-point shooting percentage both times they played Kentucky has been absolutely terrible. The first game, I think, what were they? They shot like 41 threes. Very uncharacteristic of a Tennessee Rick Barnes team. Second game, they limited threes. Still didn't make a ton of them, though.
Yeah, they were
It really
16%
seemed like
from three.
you
the
said
second time
16%.
around. Yeah.
Yeah,
3
I mean
for
that's
18.
3 for 18. I think maybe 11 for 41 in the first game. Sounds right.
Yeah.
So I mean, it seems like
11 for 45.
11 for 45. That's even worse than I said. Seems like Mark Pope really has a way about him to get, Rick Barnes in Tennessee to play into the style that he wants them to play.
Oh, there went Tyler.
But with that being said, Bert, go ahead and give me a final score prediction and an MVP for the Kentucky-Tennessee game.
I'm going to say 84 to 79 with Big Blue Nation heading to the Elite Eight. And my MVP is going to have to be Kobe Brea. He had a big night against Illinois. I think he can, continue that on to Tennessee and produce another big game for us.
I love that. Gib, go ahead and give me a final score MVP prediction as well, sir.
Ooh, final score. Let's go 85 75.
Ooh.
Kentucky. And my MVP is going to have to be. I don't know if I can just pick one. I think Williams is going to have a very solid performance. And I'm going to have to say Oweh's going to put in work.
I love
Getting
that prediction.
15 plus.
Well, Stuart, Austin, you want to give a final score MVP in this one, or you just want to give who you think's going to win?
I mean, I'll be rooting for the Volunteers. That's for sure.
How did we know?
I'll volunteer as a
That's
volunteer.
crazy.
I would say score would be like 79-75.
Are you going to pick a winner with that, or you just think that's going to be the score?
That's just a score. No one wins. Yeah, I don't know. No, I'm Kentucky.
Love to hear it. Austin, are you legitimately going to ride with Tennessee in this one?
Oh, 100%, buddy.
This guy.
All right. Yeah, I think I'm going to go 86-73. Kentucky wins. I needed Kentucky to win by 11 plus to cash a little parlay. So that may or may not play into my decision.
11 plus.
11 plus.
Holy.
That's
What odds on that?
crazy.
That's like plus
Uh,
2,000.
No, it wasn't as high as you thought. I didn't put much on it. I only put $5. It pays out 35.
Plus 700.
It's not
Yeah.
horrible, but dang.
Yeah, plus 700. So $5 pays out 40, actually getting your 5 back. But
Okay, yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna go 86-73. I'm kind of gonna steal both of your guys' as MVP picks. I agree with Burke. I agree with Gibb. I think Kobe Brea is gonna have a big game. I think he's gotten to the point he's playing 32, 35 minutes a game. I think Amari Williams is gonna have a big game. He's gonna eat his Weetabix, and he's gonna go out there and grab about 10 rebounds, probably about 10, 15 points. I'll take Owe. He's been a 10-plus point machine all year, with the exception of just a couple games. Colin Chandler has really emerged. He started being more confident on the offensive side of the ball. He's playing well on defense. I think this is going to be an all-around team win.
For sure. Agree with that 100%.
Boys, I've been a big, Amari Williams fan the past few months, but the last game he kind of sold.
He bricked a lot.
And for somebody, please explain to me why he is so scared to dunk the damn basketball.
Right,
I've
dude,
never.
you're 7'1".
I mean, it's ridiculous.
You can reach up and dunk it. You don't even have to leave the ground.
Yeah.
He goes for a stupid hook shot that he's 10% on. It looks like Angel Reese out there.
There was rumor of a potential back injury that was hindering him during those opening round games. I do agree though. You're 7'1". Your arms, when you reach up, can touch the goal.
Dunk
So
that
just do a
thing.
little bunny hop. Yeah.
Yeah. I will say,
Who's
whenever
gonna
I had,
stop it?
yeah, exactly. Whenever I had money right on Kentucky, that was the number one guy I was mad at, was him. Like every time he touched the ball, I was like, oh my gosh, he's gonna go do something stupid. Give it to Owe. Owe's the guy that got everything done.
And always going to be the guy that gets it done when Kentucky takes down Tennessee tomorrow night at 7:39 p.m.
That would be my MVP.
Love it. All right, guys, we got anything else we want to add to this before we wrap her up?
Do we want to do any hypothetical next round or next game?
Oh, I think that's a
Do
spoiler.
back for
But
Elite Eight.
It's the same weekend.
Yeah.
That is true.
Shoot.
Let's run through them real quick.
Yeah,
A couple hypotheticals.
Yeah, we'll run through them quick. So obviously Florida and Alabama have already moved on. Duke and Arizona. Arizona is actually currently up 3.
It's early. I still think Duke's going to pull through on this one.
Duke's
Give
deepest
what you
team.
think, Duke?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way I don't take Duke.
All right, so Duke moves on. Then Arkansas, Texas Tech. We've already talked about this a little bit.
Arkansas.
What do you think, Bert?
Woo pig.
Oh,
Woo
God,
pig.
Bert.
We rode with it. All
That's
that just
You're telling me you're gonna take a bum Texas Tech over John Calipari? You're crazy.
I mean, I didn't say that, but I'm just the sound effect wasn't needed.
Woo pig. That one?
Yeah. All right. So that Elite Eight matchup would be Florida taking on Arkansas, and then Alabama taking on Duke.
So I think Florida ends Cal's run, or ends Cal's run.
That's fair.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't hate that. All right, next one I'm looking at, I'm going out of order here just because of how it's labeled on the app. Auburn, Michigan.
Oh,
I'm pulling for the Wolverines, boys.
I could see it going either way.
I mean, I really like Michigan at plus 9.5 or whatever the spread was. I mean, if
For
they lose
sure.
by 9, dude, I feel like that'd be very likely. But I don't think they're gonna win.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go Auburn in this one as well.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna take Auburn.
All right, so Auburn will move on to play the winner of Ole Miss Michigan State. I'm gonna go Ole Miss in this one.
No, you're crazy.
Big time crazy.
Need it for the 19 legger.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't hate it.
I think I'm gonna take
You
Ole
think-
Miss. Yeah.
I can't
Bert?
go against I can't go against Ole Izzy, so I'm gonna take Michigan State on this one.
I'm with Bert.
Yeah.
Stuart, you're the tiebreaker.
Probably Michigan State, but probably close. But
All right. So that would be an Elite Eight matchup of Auburn and Michigan State. Who you got going to the Final Four?
Michigan State.
Yeah, I don't hate
Now
that.
here's where I betray Tom Izzo and pick Auburn to go head to the Final Four.
I don't know that Auburn's going to make it past Michigan, boys.
They may not.
Yeah, I was thinking about that earlier. We are talking about it.
Michigan's a pretty good team. Slept on.
yeah, I don't know.
I think Auburn's looking worse and worse each game, in my opinion.
So are we
Wait,
changing
You
that
think
pick?
you think a week off though helps?
I don't know. Johnny Broom's probably stiffer than a board.
But yeah, then you get that like the 2-day jump, and then you got the Elite Eight.
Yeah.
I think that age and fatigue sets in.
Wait.
Also, not to change the subject, but Proctor is heating up.
Yeah.
Might get ugly.
Also, Auburn plays Michigan, and if they win, they play probably Michigan State. They might have an entire state ticked off at them. Is that what I'm hearing?
That would be what
Yes.
you're hearing. Yeah.
They might be what unites them.
That's crazy.
Could you imagine, real quick though? So are we going to change our pick to Michigan here? Or are we stick with Auburn?
I'm going Michigan.
I'll go Auburn.
Yeah, I'll stick
I
with
like
Auburn.
Michigan.
All right, I'm going to go Auburn as well. But how crazy would it be? Michigan State for the Final Four?
Dude, that'd be more
Ooh,
hype than Auburn.
Wait, that would be cool. Yeah.
Be more hype than an average age of 30 on your team, not including the coach.
Yeah, because then you'd have, in-state rivals, freaking brand new coach on one team, and another guy that's been at that program for 42 years. What a matchup.
Yeah,
get
dude,
to the
that's
Final
big.
Four?
Way you voted it?
Whew. I don't really change my mind, but I want to see it happen.
Yeah, I still think Auburn wins, but if that happens, that's cinema.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
Yep.
All right, so now the Elite Eight matchup still Auburn, Michigan State. Who gets to the Final Four?
Michigan State. I think whether it's Michigan or Auburn, I think Michigan State wins.
What do you think, Stuart?
I don't hate that. Might be like Izzo's
Yeah.
last ride. Just let him go out there. He might just win some games he shouldn't and go out on top.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be
Just go
opposed to
crazy.
them winning the championship.
That would be crazy.
All right, you talked me into it. I'm going Michigan State.
Yeah. Let's see it.
All right, so that Final Four matchup, we won't talk about it. We have time to preview it next week.
Mhm.
But that would be Michigan State and Florida.
Not bad.
No, not
No.
bad at all.
That's a tough one.
All right, so Michigan State, Florida, in the Final Four, or for the trip to the Final Four. Sorry, Duke, Alabama. Obviously, that's already gone down. Assuming Duke wins, do we think Duke beats Arizona? We've already kind of decided that, right?
I would say so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Duke, Alabama.
Duke.
You want a projection?
Honestly,
Duke.
yeah, I think if Alabama comes out shooting like they did tonight, they are the best chance to beat Duke out of the tournament.
Best Ken Palm ranked team we've seen in the last 25 years.
which is pretty much ever.
Yeah.
If you count championships from the 40s, 50s, and 60s.
As
This
we
is
do.
a different class of athlete at this point.
I'm pretty sure Duke's offense on Kim Palm rating is like better than Bama's. And Bama's like defense is like 80th and Duke's is like 4. So I don't know. I'll ride with Kim Palm.
I think, dude, they may lose. I doubt it, but I think Duke wins it all easily.
I hope not. That means I owe you $50.
I know. I've got
right.
more bets. I've got a couple bets at work. I bet with Tyler. Tried getting Gib on it, but he wouldn't.
All right, then moving down, Houston, Purdue. I'm like you guys. That could be a toss up.
I could see Purdue winning. I could see Houston winning. Am I going to watch it? Probably not.
That's fair.
Especially
I'll probably
tomorrow
watch
night
10
at
o'clock.
10:09.
Yeah,
Oh
I'm not
yeah, I
staying
ain't
up for
watching
that.
that.
All right, so whoever wins that game, we got to throw a name out there, I guess, just for
Purdue.
the fact that we're doing this.
Purdue.
Purdue. All right, so that's 3 for Purdue.
I'll take Purdue.
All right. I was gonna
All
say
right, and then
Houston.
they take on the winner of Kentucky, Tennessee. Austin, I don't really care what you say. Here, you're
I think
outnumbered,
it's going to
brother.
be Purdue versus Tennessee.
So Purdue versus
Okay.
Kentucky.
No, I didn't misspell Tennessee.
That's crazy. All right, Burke, what do you think? Kentucky, Tennessee, Kentucky, right?
Kentucky, of course.
All right,
Well, of
Gib?
course.
Don't even ask.
All right, so Kentucky, Purdue would be that Elite Eight matchup.
Give me the Cats on that one.
I would much rather see Houston in this position.
I was going to say, I feel like y'all have a better chance of beating Houston than Purdue. That what's his name, Braden Smith? He's kind of elite.
I hate to tell y'all, but Braden Smith going to be a cat next year.
That's what I've been hearing. I don't know about it.
Crazy.
Stuart, what do you think? Kentucky, Purdue, who makes the trip to the Final Four?
Probably Kentucky.
Love it. I'm looking at our bracket we made here the other night when we did our tournament show, and this this game, instead of Houston, Purdue, we had McNeese and Gonzaga.
Okay, I'm a little bit stretched. Nothing crazy. I mean, if
That's
McNeese
out
of
can
pocket.
fire their coach, or not fire, but lose their coach before the first game, that could change the entire tournament for them.
Right. I mean, like you said, it came out before the games even started.
That day, I think.
Yeah.
That morning, it's like, yep, he's leaving. And it's like, yeah, there's no way I'd want to play that hard.
I mean, it's honestly surprising they beat Clemson after finding that out.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's why I got rid of it on my bracket and screwed up.
All right, guys. So we got a nice little Final Four setup potential. Like I said, we'll preview that probably next week whenever we come back to record. Now, Gib, do we have anything else we need to add?
I think I'm good.
All right. Gib is our premium statistician.
I don't know about all that.
Well, that title has been bestowed upon you.
Yeah.
He has been chosen.
You don't choose the stats, Gib. The stats choose you.
That's fair. Tickets as low as $112.
No.
Love it.
You're gonna need some binoculars and some like I don't know, some kind of amplifying hearing device to hear anything.
Actually,
Your
crazy
whistle.
update. It's tickets as low as $101.
For
Don't know how
Kentucky,
that changed.
Tennessee?
Yes.
No shot.
Wait a minute now. Wait a
Are we
minute
going
now.
to Indy?
I mean that's up there, dog.
I got family.
Well,
up there.
there's not a bad seat in Lucas Oil though.
I know there is.
I don't know. It's made for football, not basketball. You're gonna be up there.
Yeah, that's a
Nose
stretch.
might start bleeding.
I was at the 2014 Elite Eight where Aaron Harrison hit that shot to beat Michigan, and we were in a suite, and it felt like we were 2 miles away.
Yeah.
and like I couldn't even hear the whistle be blown. Like they'd be playing and they would just stop, and I'd be like, well, I guess there was a foul or a out of bounds or something. Like
Yeah.
you could not hear anything.
Whenever they do it in like a football stadium or something, I mean, it's kind of cool, like in theory, but there's no way it's that practical, dude. Like,
No,
it's
No
so
way.
far away.
yeah,
That's just what in an end zone.
I think they put it. I don't know what they do.
Yeah, they put it in the end
it's
zone.
like a third of the arena is being used
I don't
If-
understand why they didn't use where the Pacers play.
because it was being used by the high school boys state tournament.
You're kidding me.
Couldn't they just
That-
used where Indiana plays?
I was about
You
to
know,
say
you would
that.
think they would just do that. You would think
Yeah.
they would do that, but I don't know.
But they
Never
go
know what's
straight
going
to
on.
the top. They go to the Pacers. That's crazy.
I mean, Indiana ain't
That's
playing
nuts.
ball right now.
No,
Oh,
definitely
no.
not. That's crazy.
All right, guys. I think this is going to wrap up the Kentucky Prime Sports podcast. Unless anybody else has anything, going once, going twice. All right. We appreciate everybody listening. It's been a fun tournament so far. We're looking forward to the end. Hopefully that comes out with a ninth national championship for the Kentucky Wildcats. Ain't that right, Bert?
Go Cats, baby.
Go Cats.
Go Balls.